the one thing, like, you regret in life is not spending time with family. And my biggest regret is, honestly, these past week or so, I only saw him maybe once or twice. And the past week before this, I only saw him maybe once or twice, and I should have been there more, I guess you could say. But
she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Singing aye, yippee, yippee, yay. Singing aye, aye, yippee, yippee, yay. Singing aye, aye, yippee, aye, aye, yippee, aye, aye, yippee, yippee, yay. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. Singing aye, aye, yippee, yippee, yay. Singing aye, aye, yippee, yippee, yay. Singing aye, aye, yippee, aye, aye, yippee, aye, aye, yippee, yippee, yay.
alright guys, so as you guys are seeing this, it means my dad is probably passed. From what you guys can already tell, it's gotten pretty bad. I will show a video or a picture real fast right now. What do you look like first getting diagnosed with cancer? And then after this, I'll actually show you another one right here. It's where he looks like basically before he, like, as he's had it and basically lost the battle. But anyways guys, basically a remembering video for him, and so as you guys could tell, that was kind of hard for me to do because that was freshly new with everything, and as of we're speaking now, it's kind of even more editing and doing all this. I'm actually in the middle of editing this video now for him, but it's still kind of fairly fresh, I guess. It was just a week ago, so. But basically what this video is going to be about is a remembrance, more or less, about what he was and how he was for other people, and how kind of amazing of a guy he was. I mean, he was every typical father. I mean, he wasn't there for quite a while, but when he did come back, he tried to make up for it in every way he possibly could. He was, I don't know how to put this without being kind of weird, but he was a completely changed person in these past 4 years. Like, I've actually reacquainted with him and all that. It's been hard because he's the type of person who doesn't like the public to know anything's wrong, I guess. So if he saw me doing this, I'd probably be pissed off, but it's all for him. But he doesn't want the public to know what was happening. He didn't actually tell anybody but my stepmom, I guess she's kind of my stepmom, that he kind of knew before it even happened that he was going to be basically not here anymore. And he's just that type of person, but he's always a wonderful guy. There's a couple of videos in here that you guys will see of what some of his accomplishments were. One of those accomplishments is my 4-year-old sister, actually. She is wonderful, and I knew he absolutely loved her. And the hardest thing for him about this whole thing was basically what's going to happen to her after he's done. But hopefully, you know, with me here and her still, I mean, everything will be fine. But alright, so this story is the story of what happened, and basically my father was diagnosed with cancer about 4 years ago. He was only given 6 months to live back then, but because of how hard-headed and how big of a, I don't even know, like, basically he actually surpassed that 6 months by over 3.5 years. So, I mean, there is always hope, guys, but basically what happened was he was diagnosed with head and neck cancer. I'm not really sure the technical term for it, but I know he had head and neck cancer, and it was going great. It went into remission about 2 years ago, and he was doing fine. And then that somehow spread without the doctors even knowing to his lungs. About a year and a half ago, I'd say, that happened. And after it hit his lungs, it basically just kind of went on a wild rampage. This rampage basically set off to where it made his lungs basically the consistency of a water balloon. He had so much fluid in there, his breaths were, I'm sure they were just absolutely painful and unbearable, but basically he was not able to anymore breathe without an oxygen machine. He was on that for the last, year and a half, 2 years of his life. From there, he basically sat at home. He would come outside as much as possible and try to hang out and do the crazy stuff that I do, as you guys can see in all my other videos. But he would always sit there and try to basically be that father, even though he couldn't, physically couldn't, be that father that he never was when he was younger for us. Because there was a mishap with my whole family, of course the divorce, and then he was kind of forced to leave state, I guess you could say. So, there was a 7-year span where I actually didn't even see him but one time in Oklahoma where he lived. That one time was pretty phenomenal, though. I mean, I'm sure I have a picture here somewhere, so if I do, you'll see it in a second. If not, I am sorry. So now, if we do have the picture, it's right here. But anyways, after that, we went down to a casino. I hung out with him for the first time and realized he truly did change from what he used to be. He used to be a lot meaner of a person, I guess you can say. But, he somehow, I think with everything that happened, because this was all before he even found out he had cancer. This was when I was like 17 maybe, 16. I'm not too sure of the dates, but basically he changed 100%. You could tell that he was really regretting everything that happened to him. Basically, he was trying to I don't know how to put this, but basically get back with his kids and show them that he has changed and everything's happened. And personally, I truly do think he did change. He was such an amazing guy. As you guys see in the first video, my little sister, who's 4, basically, he's in love with her. Like, that was his everything. She was basically his do-over. So, like, it's gonna sound terrible, but I'm a grown-up now, I understand entirely. But what he couldn't do for us, he wanted to basically learn from that and show my little sister and help her out and love her as much as he could. And he truly, truly did. Everywhere. She would, like, right now, she's constantly asking when's Dad coming home, and that's the hardest part, I guess. Basically, he was just a completely different man, and this man was actually someone that I was kind of not used to, because even my stepfather was kind of a douche. But he changed entirely. He wanted to help out all of us kids, so he actually bought 2 houses, and he let us live in either of the houses for all 3 of his children, because he didn't want basically any of us to worry about financial institutes. And it was like crazy, because he couldn't afford it, he couldn't do any of that, but he did tried so hard to help out and make up for lost times. And personally, just hanging out with them, being with them, honestly made up for all of it. I got super close to him these past couple years. Actually, before he passed away, we were supposed to ride a go-kart. I was supposed to teach him how to ride my go-kart, which you guys see in the videos all the time. But I was supposed to teach him to ride that, and he passed away the day before I was actually supposed to because of work. That's hard, because the one thing you regret in life is not spending time with family. And my biggest regret is honestly these past week or so, I only saw him maybe once or twice. And the past week before this, I only saw him maybe once or twice, and I should have been there more, I guess you could say. But of course he understood, because work and being an adult is kind of crap. It really sucks. But I was supposed to teach him to ride the go-kart, and we were supposed to basically, he was going to teach me how to ride a dirt bike, which I knew he physically wasn't able to. But anyways, ignoring that story, sorry, I had to take a couple minute break there, but basically this man was diagnosed with cancer, like I said, about 4 years ago. He passed through everything, lived for 4 years in absolute agonizing pain, and literally just couldn't do anything. Like, he was towards the last 4 or 5 months of his life, he actually didn't move out of his bed and he wasn't allowed to leave his house. So we had a hospital bed brought in for him. He was basically stationed there and he had hospice come into the house. So we all knew it was going downhill at that time. It's just weird because basically nobody knew it was coming except my stepmother, which he told. But basically he was so, I don't know, he didn't want to hurt our feelings so much that he just didn't want anybody to know. And I mean, it kind of hurt because, you know, if I would have known, I would have been there more, but I truly understand why he did it, which isn't crazy awesome. But anyways, I'm just gonna let the videos do the talking because I obviously cannot without tearing up or just feeling like garbage. So actually just watch the video. If there's anything I forgot, I will write it in text form because it's easier to write than talk, I guess, at this point. But anyways, if you guys have any questions about anything like this, or if you have anything you're going through yourself, please do let me know because, like I said, I went through something very hard just recently, and it's a hard thing to go on by yourself, go through by yourself, I guess. But yeah, so if you guys need any help with anything, do feel free to comment down below or even message me on Facebook. I mean, I'm pretty open to talking. I don't mind helping out, and I would personally love to help through the hard times because I know what it's like to be alone, like I said. But and you guys sit back and enjoy the video. If there's anything I forgot, like I said, I will leave it in text form. It's easier that way for me. But thank you guys so much. I truly do love you all. You guys are awesome people, and basically just send. I don't know if you guys are religious. I mean, I'm not gonna say I am or I'm not because I don't truly know. But if you guys do believe in that, do pray for my family because I know all my other family members are, and it would truly help them all out to show that you guys are helping us. Enjoy the remembrance of his life. Thank you.
Our thanks and gratitude. When you see this pin, you know that your service to this nation is deeply appreciated. We thank you.
Okay. She's asked me to read this poem. I am a soldier. My heart is in the land. I fight for life and freedom as I walk upon the sand. I do not walk unworthy. I will not stand alone. The angels travel with me. I fight for land and home. I am a soldier, a daddy, a friend, a comrade, a brother, a warrior to the end. I do not walk unknowing the risk upon the way, for God travels with me each and every day. Joel, my friend, on behalf of myself, everyone in this room, And on behalf of a grateful nation, I'm going to place this pin on your chest, and it is an honor, sir, to have served with you as a brother and to have you amongst our ranks. And we're just thankful for everything that you've done for this country. Godspeed, and may God be with you, my friend.
And also I'll present these to you, Mom. Here's a, we appreciate our veterans for his service in the Army and then for his service in the National Guard.